Oh, high school football got some top 25 action Friday and Saturday that's carrying over into this week, especially when it comes to the CIF Southern Section Division I playoffs. Mater Dei able to cap off their season perfect 8-0 there. St. John Bosco finished their regular season riding a 4-game win streak since their loss to the Monarchs. And their latest win coming against Servite. Meanwhile, the Friars dropped a couple spots, now 8-2. While Corona Centennial, a perfect 10-0 after a 64-0 win over Corona. So taking a look at the top 14 of the top 25 for our friends at MaxPreps. You look at it there, Mater Dei, of course, the top seed. This bracket, of course, starts November 12th. The Braves open up against five-star quarterback Malachi Nelson and Los Alamitos in that one, along with Servite checking in as the number 3 seed, followed by Corona Centennial at that 4th seed. So things will get popping in the future. All right, let's bring in the fellas here from MaxPreps. Steve Montoya and Zack Poff here joining us on a Monday. We really see you guys on a Friday, but, you know, never too early. Zack, I'd like to start with you here because there's plenty of sauce when we're talking about the CIF Southern Section Division I playoffs in Southern Cal. 4 of the top 5 and then top 15. Break down what you see with these 4 teams.
Hey, first of all, you're not going to find another playoff bracket that's going to feature 4 teams ranked in the top 13 in the country. You know, this bracket's loaded. It features, 8 of the best teams in Southern California. It starts with Mater Dei, the number 1 overall seed. They're going to be playing Norco, a pretty talented team, but, I don't see Mater Dei having any problem with their opening round game. But they're going to play the winner of the 4-5 matchup. And this is the most enticing matchup for me. You got number 4, Corona Centennial. They're ranked number 13 in the top 25, taking on Mission Viejo. Mission Viejo's only loss this year came to Servite, and their team just outside of the top 25. So I think this is going to be the most competitive game in the opening round. And on the other side of the bracket, you got number 2, St. John Bosco, and they're playing 5-star quarterback Malachi Nelson and Los Alamitos. I think St. John Bosco will probably be too much in the trenches. And then the 3-6 game, you got Servite and Santa Margarita. They played earlier this year, and Servite won by 4 scores. So that would set up Servite and St. John Bosco in the second round. I think this is going to be a big-time game. It'll be closer than the first time they just played last week. St. John Bosco won 24-10, but I think St. John Bosco won the second time around, and then that would set up Corona Centennial, Mater Dei in the other semifinal. I think Mater Dei is going to be too much for everybody in this bracket. And Brandon, I expect Mater Dei to win this one and then go on and win the CIF Open Division State Championship a couple of weeks later.
Yeah, Mater Dei will be a problem as we've seen pretty much this whole season. Top dogs, reason why they're number 1, not only in the country, but also number 1 in this bracket, as you mentioned there, Steve. Number 3, Austin Westlake, getting ready for their rivals at Lake Travis. Still no official word when it comes to 5-star quarterback Cade Klubnik, if he's going to be available, but they're 3-0 since his injury. But if he returns, how could this kind of shake up for them against Lake Travis?
Yeah, whether Cade Klubnik plays or not, the thing about Westlake is they could put up points. I mean, even since he's been gone, they've been averaging basically 70 points a game. And Christian Edgar, the backup quarterback, he's playing phenomenal for them right now. And he's thrown for 600 yards and 9 TDs, no picks. So obviously a 5-star kid coming back, or one of the top quarterbacks in the country, if he comes back, it's a big deal. But I think they're going to be just fine. Now, they're looking for revenge. Their last loss was to Lake Travis in 2019. Since then, they've rolled off 33 straight. So you could see this game is a little bit of a revenge game for Westlake. But at Lake Travis, they're 8-1 right now. Maybe not as highly ranked as Westlake, but throw the records out the door when it comes to a big time rivalry. And the other night, I saw Drew Brees wearing a Newman shirt, which is Arch Manning's school. He needs to throw on his old Westlake shirt because he's a former alumni there. Baker Mayfield over at Lake Travis. Maybe they're going to have a little rival on Twitter this week as these 2 teams go at it.
All right, you mentioned here, by the way, they've been outscoring their opponents the last 3 games, 209-9. So they've been pretty good. They won those 3 games that you just mentioned there. Zach Collins-Hills, we talked about him on Friday, maybe a little bragging rights there, still perfect on the season. Top 5 after their win against Mill Creek. What did you see from them as we get closer here when we're talking playoffs?
Hey, this was the most impressive win of the weekend for me. Mill Creek was, a lot of people that had them ranked as the 2nd team in 7A in Georgia, and Collins Hill was number 1. I had them a fewer spots down at number 4 in 7A, but Collins Hill smacked them 40-10. I mean, they dominated on both sides of the ball. Sam Horn accounted for 300 yards of total offense, had 2 tutties. The defense was lights out. They forced 5 turnovers, had 2 pick sixes. So they're playing great football right now, and they end the regular season, first time ever in school history, a perfect 10-0. On defense, they're allowing less than 6 points per game. On offense, they're averaging nearly 40 points per game. So, they're rolling into the 7A state playoffs with a ton of momentum. And the last 3 games, they've won 35-7, 28-0, and then that 40-10 win over Mill Creek, all without 5-star Travis Hunter. So they're showing me that they can ball without Travis Hunter on the field, and they got guys everywhere on both sides of the ball. 7A playoffs in Georgia is going to be very, very exciting, and there's a good chance Travis Hunter could potentially return by the 2nd or 3rd round too. So, Collinsville proved, though, that they can win big games in the state of Georgia without Hunter. But obviously, if they get Hunter back, that's just going to be an extra weapon for Collinsville. And 7A playoffs is going to be nice because there's 2 other teams ranked in the top 25 that will be in that playoff bracket. You got North Cobb at number 20 in the country, and then Milton at number 22. So it's going to be fun in 7A Georgia.
All right, a little rest for them as well because they are idle this week as they get ready for the postseason in a couple of weeks. Steve, looking at it, number 17, Bishop Gorman. I think you could say they've been maybe one of the hottest teams. They won 6 in a row, outscored opponents 324-0. I'm going to say that again. Outscored opponents 324-0. Steve, are we looking at a juggernaut here?
Yeah, the closest game they've had in the last 6 games was 49-0. So I think what's going on here is Bishop Gorman lost on national television to Hamilton in that crazy comeback win. And so they're thinking about that. They're also thinking about the last time there was a playoffs in 2019. Their streak of 10 straight state championships was snapped by Liberty. So they're kind of building up all this anger over a couple of their games, and they're taking it out on some of the in-state opponents right now. So not to look too far ahead, but in a couple weeks they could play Liberty in the state playoffs. Like I said, Liberty's no joke. Their only loss this year was to Mater Dei, and these 2 teams could meet up in the Nevada state playoffs, and that would be a good one for sure. Maybe a little bit of a closer game is, like you said, 324-0 in their last 6 games. Just crazy.
Yeah, just rolling by everybody. Just you're next. Just clean slate there. Before I let you go, Zach, you got your popcorn. I know it's Monday. I got to put you on the spot. Maybe you got Halloween candy. You got any of that for this weekend?
Hey, that's all I got. It's still empty.
It's always empty.
I know. It's too early, man. It's early Monday, but I'll tell you what, Friday, maybe we'll see. Friday, I might have a surprise for you with maybe a little bit of popcorn in this one for you, my man.
Okay, I'm just saying, you go to dollar store, it's like $1 for like a 5-pack. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be name brand. That's all I'm saying. We'll see.
I ain't going for that dollar stuff, man. We going name brand here. We got to get that popcorn, Come on, man.
All right, I hear you. As always, my friend, appreciate your time. Zack Poff and Steve Montoya. Hopefully we get the popcorn popping with these playoffs rolling around. They just broke down the CIF, the Southern Division out there in Cali. By the way, check out the guys there on MaxPreps, always with the rankings, the schedules, also the highlights, America's source for high school sports, football, and others across the country.